Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at Groove Rider 2 and we're going to be paying attention to MIDI effects. So you can use any MIDI effect you like. In this video I am going to use Scalar 2 because you can do some extremely cool stuff with Scalar 2 as a MIDI effect. Right, okay, so first of all we're going to do this. I'm not going to go too fast. I want to do it so you understand how to do it because there are some things that are important. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to, on this first part here, this is an initialized project, I'm going to delete this layer. And on the first layer in part 1, I'm going to long hold here and I'm going to add MIDI effects layer. Okay, and then I'm going to scroll down until I find Scalar. And there it is, Scalar to Control is the MIDI effect, right? So it'll load it into layer 1. Now, the important thing to know, any MIDI effect you want to use, you must place it before the synth or layer that you want the MIDI effect to control. So for example, if there was a synth on this layer here, and you put the MIDI effect on here, it would not control this synth. However, it would control the synth on layer 3. So we're going to keep this simple, MIDI effect on this lane here, and then I'm going to long hold here and add AUV3 MIDI layer, and I am going to use Quanta 2 because it's close. Okay, so I need to find a sound. So now I can play Quanta 2 with my MIDI keyboard. So I'm just going to go and find some sort of pad sound to start with. So pad. What else we got here? Okay, big synth strings, that sounds good to me. Now, if we look at our first layer, which is Scalar, you'll see this is on. Okay, so this becomes important later. So we're going to open Scalar and I am going to get some sort of progression going. So I'm going to use maybe, let's see what we've got here. Maybe movie theme. We could go with mystery and okay, so that's quite loud. So all I'm going to do is just turn it down a little bit in the mix, the level of the synth, right? So let's go back to Scalar. Now I can play the progression. It's way too fast at the moment. But what I'm going to do for starters is click on this little icon here. And where it says DAW sync, I'm going to switch that on. So it's just synced with Groove Rider 2. Okay, I'm going to go back to settings. And where it says chord duration, I'm going to change that to 4 beats. So basically it's 1 bar per chord. Now with Scalar, you can go and customize all this stuff in sequencer mode, but at the moment I'm not too bothered about that. What I'm going to do is build a pattern from these chords. So I'm going to drop that in there. Okay, so I've got this nice little sequence now, and when I press play, because I've synced it to my DAW, okay, very nice. You can go and play around with other sounds if you want, but for the purposes of the video, we'll just leave it as it is. Now, you will see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and each of these are 1 bar long. Our initial preset will be 1 bar. Okay, so we want to set this to 8 bars if we want to record all of our MIDI effect layer, if you know what I mean. So now when I press play, you'll see the bar count along at the top correctly. Okay. Now, if we go back to scalar now, we could have this to repeat and loop while we're playing around with our sound. Okay, so it doesn't matter. It's neither here or there. Now, I want to record that data into a clip. So first of all, you go to clips, double tap, it creates a clip. And because our initial setting is for 8 bars, this clip will be 8 bars long. However, if we do this, so if we select this clip and go to edit, you can set the clip length to anything. You see, it's 8 bars, but you can set it to anything you like. I mean, you can just go on and on. So you're not limited to the default. You can set clips to different lengths and stuff like that. So look, tap it again and the little play icon goes away. This is important. If the play icon is on and you long hold, all you'll get is edit clip, copy clip, and delete clip. Okay, you'll get paste clip, but there's nothing to paste. Tap it again so the play icon goes away. Long hold, and you'll get an option to print MIDI here. And what this will do is it will print the MIDI coming from scalar onto this clip. So let's just press this. You see it's doing its job. Now this is brilliant. GR2, watch. It now tells us that this clip will be printed to this. The MIDI will be printed to the clip, but it will also disable scalar, so you won't get any. Scalar won't be trying to play again. So we'll just hit yes, and it'll take you to the MIDI screen where you can do what you like with it, edit it, etc. Okay, we can go back to sound, and you'll see that it's automatically switched scalar off. This is cool, and this is what we want. So now if we just go to our clips, for example, and we press play, we can press play on here or here. Sorry. Okay. So what we want to do now, and this is what's brilliant, right? This is what's really clever. Where it says part, long hold and choose to copy part. Go to part 2, right? Long hold where it says part and go paste part. And now we've got an exact copy, but not the clip, see? But now we've got an exact copy of what was on part 1 and scalar is turned off. Turn scalar on. Let's go to layer 2 now and delete this layer. I'm going to long hold, go to AUV3 layer and choose another AUV3 synth. And I know what I want to use. I'm going to go to Synth Master 2. So I'm going to scroll down till I find it. And it should be here somewhere. There we go, Synth Master 2. I'm going to double tap on this to load Synth Master into layer 2. I'm going to go into Synth Master. I'm going to look for a sound that I want to use, which I know is in my favorites, and it's called Bass Excellence. And I'm just going to load that. Now I know this is quite loud, so I'm going to turn the volume down, and I can play it with my MIDI keyboard. So now I'm going to go back to scalar. Now remember, I had to turn it back on because it was a copy of part 1. I'm going to open scalar, and it's still got my same chord because it's a copy. However, we're going to go into perform now. We're going to open this and we're going to go bass. And I'm just going to choose, maybe, it doesn't even matter. Look, let's choose melodic bass 2, right? What's going to happen now is scalar is going to play melodic bass on my synth. So if I press play now, now we can hear that that's too low. So I'm going to go to sequence and I'm going to take up the octave for all those bass parts. Right. Okay. So now when I play it, now for some reason, it's not picking up exactly right on part 1. So if I go to my MIDI clips here and select it here like this and go to edit, I don't know why it's not picking up these first chords properly. However, I can select, if I long hold here, select those first 3, and I'll just slightly move them, right? A tiny bit. So just so they pick up after that first bar plays. But usually this works out fine and there's no need to reset it. So let's just see how that sounds now. If I play this, awesome. So you hear the bass. So what we're going to do now is double tap, create a MIDI clip. Don't forget, it's still going to go over 8 bars. It's following the project length at the moment. That's fine. Long hold, go MIDI, print MIDI. And yes, I want to disable it. And now I've got a little sequence going. So let's do another. Let's go back to sound. And we can do from part 2. It's fine. Just let's go. Right. Okay. Copy part and go to part 3. I'm going to paste part into part 3. And I'm going to find another sound. So that's my bass sound. I don't want that. So I'm going to go in here and browse for another kind of sound. I'm sure I've got some of my favorites that'll be suitable for this. So we'll just go and find it. Let's see, what's this? Don't know. Okay. That sounds absolutely fine. So don't forget, this is part 3, layer 2. I've now changed the sound from that bass sound. Let's go to this. Let's switch scaler back on. Let's open up scaler, and in perform now, let's go to something like an arpeggio. So we'll go up. We've got arpeggios, rhythms, melodies, sequences. Oh, let's go with sequence. Let's go scale bass or synth sequences. Let's go synth 5. Let's see how that sounds. And let's just see. Okay, brilliant. Sounds great, right? Let's go to clips. And we can create a clip anywhere we want, as long as we're creating a clip for the instrument you're using. Let's double tap on this. Let's long hold. Don't forget to make sure that play is not on. Switch it again. Long hold, print MIDI. Okay, yes, switch scaler off. And now you can start to jam around. You could start with the bass, for example. Let's switch these off, and actually we can leave that one on. Let's just start this off. Sorry, hang on. Don't forget you're launching clips now. If you want this to come in first, just tap it. And then if you want your strings to come in, now, here's another cool thing you can do. We'll long hold on this and we'll go copy clip, double tap to create a clip, and we'll go paste clip, right? We'll select this clip, look at the MIDI, and we'll go, well, let's delete all of this MIDI data, right? Let's, in fact, what can we do? Scroll along, or how much of it is the, I'll just do it like this. I'll just go delete and go and see what else we've got in here. There's the rest of it. And I'll select all of this as well and delete that. So go up here, delete, done deal. And now we're on this clip, right? So we're going to be working with this clip. So we can stay on part 3. Let's go back to sound. You're getting the idea. Let's switch it on, right? Let's go. We're going to keep the sound the same, obviously. We're going to double tap this and we're going to change that performance sequence to something else. So we could go back now and say, right, okay, I'm going to go with an arpeggio. I'm going to go with maybe Spanish tremolo arpeggio. I'm going to set the rate to 1/16, so it's going to be quicker. And yeah, let's just see how that sounds. So I'll go to my clips here, make sure it's playing. How cool's that? Now, look, let's look at this just for a sec. Let's completely stop these. This was, and don't forget, I haven't printed any MIDI to this yet, so I can go and make adjustments. So let's just start it off. Let's go back to sound, go back to scalar, go to sequence. Take it down an octave. Look at playback performance. Okay, group 1. Let's just change this to converge. Group 1. Okay, happy with that. Stop, press it so there's no play button. Hold this, print MIDI. Yes, we want to be turning scalar off because we don't want it, and there's all our MIDI, of course. And now you've got like something even better. So and of course, you can do the same with the bass. You can do the same with the strings. You can add, well, up to another 16 parts and just keep make sure you just copy the scalar that you're using, because once you do that and you go back to main, all your chords and stuff here, and don't forget also, you can just go and build all this stuff into a whole song if you want. You're not limited to bar length with GR2. You can have it play the whole song for you in different parts. If you know, you get the idea, right? It just depends on what you want. And this is what's great about Scalar. It's so many options and different ways to play different stuff, right? Okay, so is there anything else? Let me just have a quick look at my clips here. Yeah, one more thing. This little icon here, I'm going to tap on this. And you see these two little arrows, these two little numbers here. Let's just tap on those and go next clip. Okay, I'm going to tap on that and go previous clip. Watch what happens now when we play. I'm going to come off here. And now I'm going to start the kind of main thing off. See, there's two little gear icons in here now. Okay, I'm going to start this off. And when this clip's finished, it'll go to this clip, and then it'll go back to this clip without me doing anything. And there you go. On and on and on you go till you've built up your track. I mean, it could be, look, think about it. It could be vast. Not only do you have your 16 instruments, right? It could be all playing different sequences. Of course, you can jam over the top of anything you want. You can record into your song. But, you know, just go on. But look, you can have up to 16, 16 different parts for your clips per track, if you like we have here. We could just go on and on and on, making adjustments, make adjustments to the bass. As long as you've still got your scalers in there and you haven't kind of taken them off or frozen them out, you can just carry on copying and switching them back on and changing the basses up and changing the chords up and doing whatever you like. Anyway, top job, cool beans. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you later. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and consider becoming a patron. This also, by the way, will work with any MIDI effect. As long as you copy the effect, as long as you copy the MIDI effect, you copy the part, right, and paste it into a blank part, scale out will still be there, and you can go make adjustments to it and change the synth out, of course. Okay, but you could do it with anything, with Chord Jam, with any of the chord bud apps. It doesn't matter. You can just do it with all of them. Just change it up as you go. I'm just using Scalar as an example because it just has a lot of options for scales, arpeggios, chords, whatever you like, progressions. Anyway, top job. I will see you later. Ta-ta. This was done in exactly the same way.